Slivers. Hello everybody and welcome back to the channel. I'm your host Josh, aka Finley Kilgore, and in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to win big with Slivers and Pauper Commander. We're going to be using Paragon of the Amesha. Paragon of the Amesha is the best option. But before we continue, go down below, hit that subscribe button and hit a like button. It'll help out a ton for the channel. And then also drop a comment down below. Let me know if there's any Pauper Commander builds that you're looking for me to do. I like talking back to you guys. The Paragon of the Amesha, for me, seems to be the best possible commander. It offers keywords already on it. We're not having to sacrifice creatures like we would with Flesh Gorger. We're not getting just vanilla BS with Fusion Elemental. So let's take a look at the deck and see what we've got going on. So Paragon of the Amesha is a 3-mana mono white 2/2 human knight with first strike, and then you can pay Wooburg, and until end of turn, Paragon of the Amesha becomes an angel, gets +3/+3 and gains flying and lifelink. So it's already a creature that's able to buff itself up pretty well. We are going to have at least our commander that can deal commander damage and try to win us the game without the slivers. Let's get into the slivers package because that's where things start really shining. So we have to break down what are the slivers that you absolutely want to get. We need to look at Crypt Sliver because this is going to be the top sliver to regenerate all of your other slivers. So if you end up hitting against a board wipe like Electrickery or Breath Weapon or Fiery Cannonade, Crypt Sliver is going to allow your slivers to tap themselves down in order to be able to come back. Do remember they come to the back to the battlefield tapped, but that's perfectly fine. Next is going to be the Gemhide Sliver. It gives all your slivers the ability to tap for 1 mana of any color. This is going to be your mana fixing. Primary colors are going to be green, blue, and red in this deck. This is going to allow us to filter in for what we're missing out of the deck overall. Next, you're going to have the Heart Sliver. This is going to give all your slivers haste. There are 2 options for that in the deck, but this one is the cheapest at 2 mana. You do want to make sure that your guys have haste. That way, once they hit the board, they can automatically utilize that Crypt Sliver or that Gemhide Sliver ability. And the last one that we're going to be looking at is going to be the Quick Sliver. Quick Sliver makes it to where all your slivers are going to be able to be cast as though they had flash, which means that you'll be able to play your slivers at the end of the turn that comes before yours. This is a very, very important sliver to have on the board. Those are your 4 primary slivers. Everything else has their own roles that they fit inside of the hive mind of. So for instance, you have your Anthem slivers. So we're looking at things like Muscle Sliver and Predatory Sliver. They give +1/+1. We've got Sinew Sliver that also gives +1/+1. And then we've also got the Bone Splitter and the Cleaving Slivers. Now these guys give all your slivers +2/+0. You're able to get really big on the front end. You will have support cards that are going to be in here that offer trample. For instance, you've got the Battering Sliver. That's going to be a 6 mana version that gives you trample. The Ground Shaker Sliver as well. That's a 7 mana option. Horn Sliver, yes, is the 3 mana option to give all your slivers trample. You do want to have a number of these, so 3 I think is the right spot to be able to make sure that you're going to be able to get in for damage. Then we've also got haste. This is going to be your Reflex Sliver and the Heart Sliver that we showed before. The Heart Sliver is definitely going to be the option you want to go for. To continue on with the keyword slivers, we've also got the Sentinel Sliver as well as the Synchronous Sliver that are going to be able to offer us vigilance. So that way when we attack, we do not have to tap down, so we can still utilize that Crypt Sliver or that Gemhide Sliver ability. We also have Shadow with the Shadow Sliver right over here. All slivers have Shadow. That means that they can only be blocked or block creatures that have Shadow. Basically means that your creatures are going to become completely unblockable, and that's not a bad thing. Beyond that, we have First Strike. First strike is going to come from the Talon Sliver. This is going to give all your creatures first strike. You also have the Spitting Sliver as well, but this is a 5 mana variant of that. So we do want to try and hit the cheaper options. We also happen to have Menace from the Two-Headed Sliver, and then we've also got Flying on the Winged Sliver over here. As far as support slivers, the Basil Sliver, all slivers have sacrifice this creature, add 2 black mana. It does allow you to make mana, but you are going to have to sacrifice the creature in order to generate 2 black mana, and black is not one of our primary colors. We also have the Clot Sliver. This is another way to be able to regenerate slivers, but you have to pay 2. We have a couple of unique ability slivers as well. So we've got the Frenzy Sliver out of Future Sight. All sliver creatures have Frenzy 1, so whenever a sliver attacks and it's not blocked, it gets +1/+0 until end of turn. Every one of your slivers that ends up attacking is going to get +1/+0. That'll help with that trample ability to get through for for additional damage. We also have the homing sliver. Each sliver card in each player's hand has sliver cycling 3. So you can pay 3, discard the sliver from your hand to go find a sliver that you want. Limp sliver. All sliver creatures have absorb 1. So if a source would deal damage to a sliver, you prevent 1 of that damage. Guess what? That means that all your 1/1s, if you don't have any Anthem slivers up on board, are going to be able to not die to electrickery. Things like breath weapon and fiery cannonade can still cause a bit of a problem, but it does reduce the damage to 1. Next up, we've got the mesmeric sliver. The mesmeric sliver out of future sight also. All slivers have, when this permanent enters, you may fate seal 1. So when you fate seal, you look at the top of an opponent's library, and then you may put that card on the bottom of their library. So if you know that they scried something or surveilled something and kept it on top, you have the potential of being able to screw up what they had on top of the deck. We also have mind lash sliver. This is going to be a way for us to cause discard. So all slivers have pay 1 sack this creature. Each player discards a card. If you've got a bunch of tiny slivers or little guys that don't really have any benefit to you, you can sack them out, force a discard, and it's going to end up causing a lot of problems for your opponent as well. Next up, we've got mnemonic sliver. Each sliver gains pay 2 sack this creature, draw a card. It's just a way to be able to get some card draw in the deck. Then after that, we've got the screeching and the virulent. Screeching sliver, you can mill your opponents. All your slivers tap, and target player puts the top card of their library into their graveyard. And then you've also got the virulent sliver. Now, virulent sliver is very interesting. It has poisonous 1. So whenever a sliver deals combat damage to a player, that player gets a poison counter. So poison counters, once you get 10 of those, that means that the game's over for that player. However, this does not work the same way as infect, so make sure that you're aware of that. Even if you hit with 4 damage, you're still only going to put 1 poison counter on. We do have some more sliver cards. You've got Changeling Outcast, 1 mana Changeling, can't block, can't be blocked, so you can still get through for the damage that you want. A regular cohort, like I was talking about before, it's a Changeling. When it enters, it's going to make a 2/2 shapeshifter token with Changeling, and irregular cohort itself is also a shapeshifter, so that is 2 slivers for 4 mana. We also have a universal automaton, 1 mana artifact creature. It's a Changeling. Hive Stirrings over here that will make 2 colorless sliver creature tokens. So how are we going to work on finding our slivers? We need to have card draw. So card draw that we've got in the deck right now, we've got a Brainstorm, we've got a Ponder, we've got a Preordain, a couple of bigger ones, we've got Distant Melody. So you're going to be able to pay 4, and for every sliver you control, you're able to draw a card. Next up, we've got Keep Watch. This is an instant. You can draw a card for each attacking creature at 3 mana. It's a slivers deck. You want to start attacking people. Impulse, you look at the top 4 cards, you can put 1 into your hand, put the rest on the bottom of your library in any order. I'm sure you could find other cards to put in, but I like being able to dig 4 deep, and particularly once you start using something like homing sliver, you're going to get a lot of the slivers out of the way, so it's going to be good to have the options. I also forgot to mention I've got Bladeback Sliver in here, so when all this card draw starts failing and you have no cards in your hand, you can use the Bladeback Sliver, tapping down your slivers and hitting somebody for 1 point of damage. Pinging in Pauper Commander is a thing. We do also have other ways of finding slivers outside of the card draw, so we do have cards like Winding Way, as well as You Meet in a Tavern, where you can name a creature type, look at some certain number of cards on the top of your library. You can choose any number of creature cards out of there, put them into your hand, and then the rest on the bottom of your library or into your graveyard. Lead the Stampede, probably one of the best variants of this spell that we could end up running. We've also got a couple of tutor spells because we want to make sure that we have options to be able to find stuff. So we've got Dizzy Spell, Perplex, Shred Memory, Drift of Phantasms over here, so you can find the things that you need. Really, with Perplex and Drift of Phantasms, probably the best 3 mana that you can find is going to be your Horn Sliver. That's going to give you the option of having Trample on the board. You could also find your Basil Sliver if you're not able to get the Gem Hide on board, so that way you can at least pump up a little bit of extra mana. If you are using Shred Memory, you're going to be able to grab, it's going to be your Quick Sliver, your Heart Sliver, your Crypt Sliver, or your Gem Hide Sliver. All those are 2 mana spells, so you'll be able to dig those up. We also have a little bit of reanimation for support, because if something does die, you want to be able to make sure you can get it back. We got a Recommission, a Revoke Demise, and an Unearth. They should be able to hit anything that's under 3 mana value. Finally, for the support, we've got Dirge of Dread. All creatures gain Fear until end of turn, which means they can only be blocked by artifact or black creatures. Beyond that, we've got the Rune Stalactite. This is really important to put on the Paragon of the Amesha, so that way it also becomes a sliver. And then after that, we've got Mana Rocks, Arcane Signet, Commander Sphere, Felwar Stone, Letter of Acceptance, Mind Stone, and Springleaf Drum. Really, for the Mana Rocks, you want anything that's going to be be able to draw you cards. As far as the land base, we've got basically every form of dual land that we could have. We've also got a Path of Ancestry because it's Command Tower Light. We've got our Command Tower, and then the Modern Horizons 3 landscapes. It's going to allow us to have something come in untapped, and we can utilize the mana immediately. And then when we need to start mana fixing, we'll be able to mana fix after that. Evolving Wilds, Terramorphic Expanse end up rounding out the rest of that 35 land count, and that's it. I've gone in and play tested it multiple times, and it feels really good. But how about you let me know down in the comments below how it ended up working out for you? Did you put the deck together? How did it end up going? Let me know, because I am really curious. I hate degenerate decks, but I also play a lot of degenerate decks. It's Slivers, it's degenerate as hell. Make sure that you drop a comment down below and let me know how the deck ended up working out for you. Until the next video, guys, I am Josh, Finley Kilgore. Thank you for checking this out. Make sure you subscribe, like, all that good stuff. Go check out my socials and go buy some cards in my Whatnot store.